My name's Ken Malik. I was diagnosed in 1995 with prostate cancer at the age of 50. It really was a shock because I didn't have any symptoms. That's when I found out that there's a men's health epidemic going on. I also found out that there's no one conventional treatment path that's superior to another one. The gold standard at the time was either surgical removal or radiation, but both of these options carry a high incidence of recurrence and damaging side effects that include sexual dysfunction, incontinence, and emotional trauma. The dilemma of choosing a treatment path was really daunting. Like men and their families all over, the question for me was, what's a guy to do? In 1995, there was really no information available about the positive impact of making proactive lifestyle type changes on reversing my prostate cancer. After a great deal of research, I adopted a strategy that to many at the time seemed really risky. I called it aggressive watchful waiting. It entails watching my prostate closely with the latest testing methodology available, along with a prostate healthy diet, a regular consistent exercise program, and stress management techniques. I'm happy to report that almost 20 years later, I've been able to avoid an aggressive treatment path. My early stage prostate cancer has never progressed, and I feel healthier with more energy than I had when I was a younger man. This year, over 200,000 men will be told they have prostate cancer. It's become the most common cancer in men. Over 30,000 men will die from the disease in 2015. 1 out of every 5 guys diagnosed will be under 60 years old. Interestingly, only 3% of men diagnosed will die from prostate cancer, but most of them will opt to have aggressive treatments because there's no clear way to determine who will progress and who will not. So the dilemma of choice hasn't changed. Men and their families all over are wrestling with these choices. That's where the Prostate Awareness Foundation comes in. I created it in 1998, and it was given nonprofit 501(c)(3) status by the IRS. The PAF helps men all over with non-biased, patient-driven information about all prostate health issues. A number of PAF members with prostate cancer have adopted this proactive strategy, and on rebiopsy, they found they no longer have prostate cancer. You can visit our website, prostateawarenessfoundation.org, for some of these success stories. A recent study by Dean Ornish, a medical doctor of national renown, determined that men who adopted this type of proactive protocol were able to modify their gene expression and repair their damaged chromosomes in a relatively short period of time.
We've shown you may be able to stop or reverse the progression of early prostate cancer, by extension breast cancer, simply by making these changes. We found that tumor growth in vitro was inhibited 70% in the group that made these changes, whereas only 9% in the comparison group. These differences were highly significant.
Other new research indicates that men who have the most consistent exercise programs have the slowest disease progression. More good news. A prostate-friendly diet is also a heart-friendly diet. There's a time and a place for everything. Oftentimes, a conventional intervention is really necessary. However, a recent clinical study done by the University of California, San Francisco Medical Center showed that 60% of men diagnosed with early-stage prostate cancer didn't need initial treatment, but 90% of them got that treatment anyway. If men knew that they could at least hold the line on their prostate cancer using the PAF strategy, they would be less likely to subject themselves to the trauma of conventional intervention. But men need to know they have a viable choice and that they can extend their latency period in many cases almost indefinitely without damaging side effects. We need your help now. We need to reach more men and their families with this positive message of hope. The primary PAF fundraising event each year since 2001 has been the Cancer Climb and Trek for Prostate Awareness. Besides raising critically needed funding for outreach and educational programs for men dealing with prostate cancer and those wanting to prevent prostate problems, the expeditions are also designed to keep participants in top physical condition and to inspire men and their loved ones with a message of hope that there can be a great life after a cancer diagnosis. We're looking to partner with socially conscious companies and businesses like your own for the 2015 expedition to Mount Baker in Washington and beyond. Please help the PAF with a generous tax-deductible consideration. I think you'll agree that not only is this the right thing to do, but in the long run, good health education will reduce your absenteeism, increase company morale, and make for a more productive workforce. Thanks in advance for your consideration and support.